So we're going to start today's session. I want to start the session with a nice warm-up, like what I would do when I was doing my my warm-ups for you know, the daily stretches is what I'm trying to say. So I'm going to start with doing that so that we can really warm up the body. I mean, I've been a little bit chilly camping this week, so personally my body is a little bit stiff. I've not been doing yoga, so let's start the session really strong, really stretched, and then we're going to move into lots of strong poses like warriors and maybe some gentle back bends and things like that, and then we're going to have a nice long yummy shavasana at the end. So so let's get started. So we're going to start, like I said, with our warm-up, but as always we're going to begin with a little breathing practice to bring us into the present. So let's start with the hands onto the knees, palms facing up, and we're just going to close the eyes gently and just notice anywhere you're feeling any tension in the body. So maybe around the shoulders, you might want to just raise the shoulders up to the ears and then just allow them to drop down away from the ears, and you might notice already there's a little bit of tension released. If you want to, you can do that a couple more times. I'm going to do that as well. I'll bring an inhale in as we're raising up the shoulders, and exhale. Good. Big breath out through the mouth. I'm going to do that once more. In through the nose, and a big exhale. Release the shoulders. Good. Okay, so just keeping the eyes closed, just notice any tension in the features, maybe in the eyebrows, the forehead or the jaw. Just bring some awareness here and release and let go. Notice any tension in the neck. Maybe just allowing comfortably, just allowing the mouth to open slightly, allowing the neck to relax. You might notice that relieves any tension here. And just noticing your bones underneath. Just notice how you're sitting, if you're leaning maybe more onto one side, or if you feel nice and centered. Heart over pelvis, head over heart. So just taking some deep mindful breaths here, just allowing your body to center you, bring you into this space. You can breathe out through the nose or mouth. Good. Couple more breaths. Okay. So just tuning into our senses here, notice any noises you can hear around you. Maybe a little clock ticking, maybe noise from other people, just allowing that to be. Tuning into our sense of smell. Notice any smell. Sense of touch, noticing how the mat feels underneath you, how it connects underneath the glutes, the feet. Good. Okay, we're going to gently flutter the eyelids open. Lovely. Start with taking the head over to the side, keeping the shoulders nice and relaxed. Again, just maybe like taking a little lift of the shoulders and dropping them down. It's always a nice way to just relax the shoulders. And we're going to just take a half head roll over to the left. Close the eyes if you want to with this. Different sensation. Over to the right again. Nice easy breaths. Over to the left. Just notice any stretching sensation anywhere around the neck you can feel as you move. The right. Good. And then over to the left again. Lovely. Head to center. So we're going to take a nice stretch for the shoulders here. Let's take the right arm up above the head, bending at the elbow, and pushing that back with the left hand, just getting a nice stretch onto the right triceps. And taking the right hand in the center of the back. Try and keep the head nice and free. The temptation is to push the head forward, but trying to keep the head nice and still not hunching in the shoulders, draw down away from the ears. Take a couple of big breaths here. Good. And gently release. Up, bend the elbow, right arm on the left elbow, left hand in the center of the spine, and again just keeping the neck nice and free, not straining the neck, breathing easy, whatever breath feels natural for you today. Good. Okay, gently release. Let's just take some shoulder rolls back. We're going to take 5 back, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. And then let's do 5 forward. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Lovely. Let's take the right arm across the body, taking the left hand onto the right wrist, and just taking a nice stretch here around the shoulder. You might feel it a little bit on the triceps here. So just taking that across the body. Again, keep drawing those shoulders down away from the ears. We're going to take a couple of deep breaths here. Keep that pressure on, keep that stretch very active. As we hold the stretches, they always become slightly easier and the conscious mind wants to relax there, but we need to keep that active stretch. Good, and gently release. Maybe just open out the chest. I always think it's nice to open out the chest before we take the left arm across the body. Good, and again, a couple of breaths here. Good, lovely. Inhale, open up the chest. You can take a little glance up if you want to. Exhale, release. Good. Okay, let's take a stretch of the forearm now. So we'll take the right arm forward, putting the fingers back with the left hand. Again, taking the shoulders down and just looking at that point that you can feel the stretch and sensation in the body. That's connecting the mind with the body. Just loosening off again any tension you might feel in the face or in the shoulders. Maybe just bringing a little hint of a smile if that feels good for you. Lovely, and release. Let's just take some wrist rotations. We'll do 4 each way. And then when you've finished, we'll take it over to the left forearm stretch. Okay, so left hand moves forward, pulling the fingers back with the right hand. Lovely, and then just taking a couple of deep breaths here, remembering what I said, keeping the stretch very active. Looking at that area, you can feel the stretch. Good. And gently release. Again, we'll do 4 wrist rotations each way. Notice any clickiness you might feel, any creaks. Just allow them to be. Okay, lovely. Let's stretch between the fingers. Always an area that we tend to neglect, particularly with all this hand washing and everything right now. It's really important we bring some love to hands. So we're going to just stretch in between the skin, in between each finger. Just a nice way to wake up the hands, particularly if you me get very clicky fingers, it always feels nice to just give our hands a little bit more attention. Good. Okay, when you finish that, we're going to take a little twist round to the right. So we're going to take the left hand to the right knee, right hand behind. Big inhale, lift up the breastbone. Exhale, twist looking behind. You might look in the back. Good. And gently back to center. You might have a little baby twist the other way. And then let's do the same round to the left. The right hand to the left knee, left hand behind. Inhale, lift the breastbone. Exhale. Good. Back to center. You might have noticed there that one side was a little bit easier than the other. So let's take now a side body stretch. Let's warm up our side body. So right hand down by the side. We're going to keep a little bend in the elbow. We'll inhale, take the left arm up, and really keeping active through those fingers, because we want to be stretching all the way from the hip all the way to the top of the middle finger, the longest finger. You can have the arm bent here or straight, whatever feels better for you, whatever you get a better. And also trying to keep the head nice and neutral between the shoulders. We're relaxing the head. We are keeping it just central to the shoulders. Good, and then come back to center. Maybe just have a little side to side movement. The torso, again, you might notice that stretch. So let's take the left arm in, I'll take the right arm up. And again, either bend the elbow if that feels like you're getting a deeper stretch, or keep it nice and straight, whatever feels good for you. Trying not to rotate the pelvis around, trying to lift the chest, lift the heart. Good. And back to center. Good. Okay, so let's take a little stretch of the hips. So we're going to come into stack log position. So taking whichever leg you want to on top, I'm taking my right leg on top first. And so from above, my legs are literally stacked on top of each other. So we're going to walk the hands forward, and I'm going to stay up onto the fingers. You might be able to come down onto the forearms or even take your head down. So just seeing wherever you feel comfortable, and trying not to round the back here. So trying to push the chest, keeping the back really nice and straight. When we've got a rounded back here, and I'll turn to that bit easier. So nice and straight, keeping the breastbone lifted. When we've got a rounded back, we don't even feel the sensation and the stretch in the hips. Good. If you want to, you can take a little swaying motion side to side. That's a really nice way to just wake up the muscles around the hips. Sync the breath with the movement, closing the eyes off for a moment, slowing the brain, slowing the thoughts. Good. And that we tend to store a lot of tension, emotional tensions. It's always important to take a little bit extra time here. Okay, let's swap sides. So taking the other leg on top. Lovely, and then taking the hands in front. And again, you might notice now from holding that position a little bit longer on one side that it was, you released a lot of tension there. So we'll be holding this here. So keeping nice and still for a moment. Again, keeping that back nice and straight. The eyes off. Deep breaths, connecting to our energy. And now if you want to, taking some gentle side to side sways here. Okay, lovely. So we're going to come now into tabletop position. So just unstepping the legs. And we're just going to move forward into tabletop. Just come into some cat-cow positions. So with the knees directly under the hips, getting the core. So we're not just allowing the belly to be relaxed here. We want to be physically drawing that core in. So very active there. I'm just going to connect to this posture before moving into cat-cow. So we've got our index fingers pointing towards the top of the mat. And we're going to just take us to face each other rather than forward. So just twisting the elbows so that the elbow creases face each other. And this in itself is not an easy position when we're engaged in the core. Okay, so we're going to drop the belly, lift the tailbone, look up to the sky, really feeling that stretch on the tummy, not engaging our core here. Exhale, rounding the back, chin to chest. Really trying to get a stretch between the shoulder blades here. Inhale, drop the belly. Exhale, round. We're going to do 4 more of these at our own pace. Inhaling as we're moving, dropping the belly, exhaling as we're rounding the spine. Good. Okay, so coming back to neutral position, let's curl the toes under behind, let's stretch out the feet. So walking the hands back and resting the bum down onto the hips, we can bring the hands to the heart. Good, just close the eyes off again here, let's just connect to our mind. Notice how you feel, if there's any difference to when you start the practice or any other time this week. Good. Okay, lovely. Let's walk the hands back forward. I'm going to take them a little bit further out in front this time, stretching out the right leg. So we're going to take the right leg behind. You can release the toes on the left foot so that the top of the foot is down on the mat. And we're just going to push the body weight backwards, getting a nice stretch on the calf of the right leg. Good. And release. Same thing, left side, sorry. Taking the left leg behind, nice straight leg, pushing that weight backwards so that we're trying to really get the back of the heel towards the ground. Really nice calf stretch. And release. Good. Okay, we're going to curl the toes under and move to downward facing dog, lifting the knees up. Keep a little bend in the knees first, getting our upper body in good alignment first. And then we can start to pedal the legs out. Again, being mindful on the hands with the weight over the whole figure, and particularly on the fingertips, so that we're not putting all of the pressure into our wrists. And just synchronizing the breath here. Keeping the head nice and relaxed, no tension in the neck. Okay, we're going to walk the feet towards the hands. And we're going to take a little forward fold here to stretch the back of the hamstrings. So we're going to hold on to opposite elbows behind the knees. relax the head, and we're going to try to straighten the legs. Feeling that on the hamstrings. We want the tummy to be connecting with the thighs. And we're just going to try and straighten the legs. Eventually moving the head towards the shins, not towards the knees. So I think it's good to either look down towards the ground or towards more of the ankle area, not the knees, so that we don't round in the neck. Good. Okay, relax the hands. I'm going to just gently bend the knees, ragdoll all the way up to standing. Nice and slow, mindful movements. Lovely. Okay, so let's take a nice wide stance here with the legs, feet parallel. And we're going to take a big forward fold here so that we get a good stretch again on the hamstrings, and we're going to be interlocking the hands behind the back. Take the shoulders back, inhale, looking up, and exhale, folding forward, taking the arms behind the back. Really trying to keep the weight into the toes of the feet. Constantly trying to pull the arms behind, getting a deeper chest opener. Good. Lovely. Okay, staying in a forward fold, we release the hands onto the ground. We're going to walk the hands over to the right foot. If you want to, you can hold on to the right ankle. And we're just going to look towards that shin, just feeling the stretch on the on the right leg this time. Just remembering it's early as well, so we might feel a little bit stiff. Good. Hands to center, over to the left. Again, looking towards the shin. If you're feeling any discomfort on the back of the knees at all, bring a little bend to the knees. Good, hands to center. Let's gently bend the knee and roll back up to standing. Keeping a nice balance on the legs. And we're going to just take the right foot out towards the back of the mat, for me. If you're towards the front of the mat, that's fine. And we're going to bring that left foot in slightly so that it's a 45-degree tummy button towards the right foot. Let's just hold on to opposite elbows behind, opposite elbows, and take a forward fold here. So inhale and exhale, folding here at the hip joint, not on the back. We might not be able to move too far, which is fine. And again, just feeling that stretch on the right hamstring. Good. Okay, release the hands, bend that front knee, and we're going to take the hands down to the ground, releasing the left knee. So we're going to come straight into our equestrian pose, making sure the right knee is over the ankle. Good. Okay, so just stand here for a moment. We're going to inhale and take the right arm up to the sky, taking a gentle twist, easy twist. Exhale, release down. Inhale, lift arm up. Twist round to the left, looking up to the sky. Exhale, release. Okay, we're going to come into half split position. Don't worry, we're not going to be doing the splits right now. So for that, we move the hips backwards so that we've got the hips directly over the knee. And that right leg is going to be straight, flexing through the foot. And again, we want to keep the back nice and straight here. If you have got blocks or something that you need to use, feel free to do those so that you're a little bit higher. And we just want to be feeling that stretch on the meaty part of the right hamstrings. And you can look forward, keeping that good line in the neck and the spine. Just holding it here for a couple of breaths. Remember to connect to our breathing. Lovely. Okay, plant that foot back down. We're going to move back into our downward facing dog, taking that foot behind. And we're going to just stretch out the hamstrings. Again, you might really feel the difference now from one leg to the other. So just pedaling out the feet, connecting to that breath in through the nose. And you can breathe out through the mouth. Good. Okay, we're going to walk the feet towards the hands again, and gently ragdoll up to standing. Again, nice slow movements all the way to standing. Okay, good. So let's take a nice wide stance again. Nice wide feet. And we're going to take this time the left foot out, bringing the right foot in at a 45-degree angle, holding on to opposite elbows and trying to swap the way you had that before. We always have a more dominant one we want to move to, so swapping that over. Taking a big breath in, and then exhaling, folding forward, keeping a nice straight back. Shoulders pressing down away from the ears. Good, hopefully feeling that on the left hamstrings. Good. Okay, bending that front leg. We're going to take the hands down to the mat, bringing the right knee down, release the foot that's coming to our equestrian pose. Here, so just holding it here, making sure that the knee is is on top of the ankle, not moving past it. And again, we're going to inhale, open up the right arm, twisting. Lovely. Good. Looking up to the sky. Exhale, release. Inhale, left arm up. Exhale, release. Good. Okay, half split. So hips moving backwards over the knee. And you might want to just shuffle that left leg forward. I always find I need to shuffle that forward a little bit. And then flexing that foot, keeping the spine nice and straight here, looking forward. Keeping that foot nice and flexed, toes pointing towards you. Couple more breaths. Good. Okay, planting down the hands. Let's take that foot back. Let's move back into our downward facing dog. Good. Taking a couple of breaths here. Again, just really feeling that on the hamstrings. If you feel that you're not feeling much, then just really try to point the tailbone up to the sky. And that's where you can really feel that on the hamstrings. We're going to open the feet nice and wide now to the width of the mat and the hands. And we're going to take a much more challenging wide-legged dog. Just creating a much bigger surface area. It just challenges the muscles, challenges the mind, because we practice downward facing dog a lot in yoga. So it's nice to add a little variation. A couple more breaths, keeping strong in the mind. Good. Okay, so just bringing the hands back to shoulder width, feet back to hip width. We're going to take the right leg forward between the hands. And we're going to come straight into warrior one. So with the left foot, just taking the heel down, taking that foot behind at about a 45-degree angle. And we're going to bend that front knee, inhale, Take the arms out, warrior one. We've got the back leg nice and straight, looking up to the sky. Not putting any pressure on the lower back here. And again, just make sure that we're really bent into that front leg. Hold it here for 10, 9, breathe, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. Okay, let's gently twist round to the left, coming into warrior two. So for this, we want to really just take the tailbone under, making sure that the right leg stays nice and bent, arms up, and looking over that front middle finger, keep your balance. Hold it here, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Take the left hand down, right arm up, looking up to the sky, and hopefully you feel a good stretch on the whole of this front body here, maybe on part of the side body as well. 1, keep that front knee bent. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Let's go into side angle now. So with the forearm moving onto the right thigh, just gently opening out the body and taking the left arm over. Again, looking up to the sky if that's comfortable. And we want to be feeling that stretch again from the hip all the way through to the middle finger. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Good. Let's come back into our warrior two. We're going to come into triangle pose now. So for that, we straighten that right leg. We're going to shift our weight forward, and then we're going to release the right hand down onto the shin. And the left arm comes up so that we're in a nice straight line with the arms. We want the chest to be open towards the ceiling, the sky. If that's too much on the neck, just look in front, not down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Good. Gently come up and release the hands. Okay, so we're going to come back into downward facing dog. So taking the hands down, let's move that foot back, coming into our downward dog. And we're going to take 5 breaths here. Let's take a nice wide dog here again. So feet nice and wide, hands nice and wide. And 5 breaths here at your pace, pointing that tailbone up to the sky. Good. Left foot forward between the hands. And we're going to plant behind the right foot. So keeping that 45-degree angle. Bending the left knee. And warrior one. Coming up nice and strong, nice and balanced here. Keeping the back leg really nice and strong. We're engaging the quads, thighs, everything in that leg. We've got the knee over the ankle here. If that's too much on the calf, just lifting the heel up, making it a little bit easier. Looking up to the sky. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Twisting to warrior 2, tucking the tailbone under. Looking really good, everybody. And shoulders down, rotate it back and down, looking over that front middle finger. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Keeping that front knee where it is, remember to keep that there. Right hand comes down, left arm comes up. Looking up to the sky, feeling that along the side body. 1, 2, 3, 4, enjoy that burn. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Left forearm to left thigh. Open the chest up to the sky. And then right arm comes over, side angle. And again, extending through the arm, feeling that stretch from the hip to the middle finger. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Moving back into warrior 2, arms nice and straight. Then we're going to straighten that front leg, moving into our triangle. So shifting the weight forwards, really reaching forwards as if you're trying to grab something. And then take the hand down onto the shin. And right arm up to the sky, open chest here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Good. Moving back to warrior 2. And then we're going to windmill the arms down to the ground, moving straight into a child's pose. So dropping the knees down. A nice wide child's pose, so knees to the width of the mat, bringing the toes together at the back, taking the hips back, arms reaching forward, relaxing the head down onto the ground. Taking some deep breaths here. Just relaxing the mind, relax the body. Good. Couple more breaths. Okay, so keeping with the theme of being really nice and strong this session, we're going to move into a plank position. So we're going to do a little flow. This is going to be really nice and strong, maybe a little bit challenging, but just do whatever you can. There's no right or wrong. So straight into our plank position. So we want to be engaging the core here. And we're going to come into a little sequence of sending the body back to downward dog and then moving back into our plank. We're going to do that 4 times and holding it for a couple of breaths in each position. Okay, so holding it in the plank, but really remembering to breathe. Send it back to down dog. And it's when we move into downward dog that we realize it is a resting position compared to the plank anyway. Moving forward to the plank. We really want to be pushing the shoulders down away from us and feeling that in the core. Send it back to down dog. Couple of breaths. Enjoy that resting position. Move forward. We've got one more of these after this one. If you want a little bit challenged, you can even take one leg up, but that's up to you. Send it back to down dog. Good, back to the plank. Last one. And back to downward down dog. So hopefully, if, like me, you can really feel that in the shoulders, the arms, into the core. Good. Take the knees down to the back. Let's take a little melting heart position. It's a little bit more active than our child's pose. So we're going to take the arms in front and dropping the chest down towards the ground, keeping the bottom up in the sky. Relax the head. Good. Okay, walking the hands back towards you. We're going to sit down now onto our bottom. Going to do a little bit more core work. And then we've got our nice long Shavasana. So we're going to come into a little boat pose. So we can either keep, I'm going to keep the levers bent. So we're going to take the hands underneath the knees, just holding underneath the knee joint, shoulders back, really lifting through the spine. So keeping the spine really nice and upright. We're going to lift the feet off the ground. And let's just hold it here for a count of 10. Point the toes. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Okay, so now we're going to take the legs straight here. I'm just keeping the knees bent, but just pointing, raising the legs up a little bit more. I'm going to take the hands, we're going to alternate each side. So taking the hands over to the right first, so that's it. Hands in a little prayer position. If this gets too much at any point, then come out. And we're going to just tap the ground to the right, left, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Staying where we are, you can either stretch the arms out in front, make sure that we're lifting the chest, or if you need to, holding on to the back of the knees now. Wherever you are. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Holding under the knees and just keeping the feet up a couple of inches off the ground. This is tough. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Drop the feet. That was really tough. Nice to do a little bit of core work with you. Let's just come into a little butterfly pose. So bringing the soles of the feet together. Bring that in towards the body. We're going to hold around the ankles, shoulders back, lifting through the chest, and just rising up really nice and tall. Let's just stay here, allowing the breathing to settle. Taking the eyes, closing the eyes. Maybe just take the gaze up slightly as well, just above where the horizon line would be. Good. Okay, we're going to lay down onto the mat. I'm just going to take a couple of spinal twists before moving into Shavasana. Okay, so keeping the knees nice and bent. We'll take the arms out to a T shape or to cactus arms, whatever feels better for you. I'm going to take the knees over to the right. I'm just going to shift my hips over to the left a little bit first, and then drop the knees over to the right. Looking over towards the left hand. If you don't feel much of a stretch there, then you could cross the left leg over the right, just adding a little extra onto that twist. Take a couple of deep breaths here, relaxing the body into the posture. Good. And then coming back up to the center, bringing the head back to the middle, uncrossing the legs if you did cross them. Just finding the body in a nice straight line first. Keeping the arms at cactus or T shape. Taking the hips over to the right now, dropping the legs over to the left. And again, if you want to, crossing this time the right leg over the left, taking a little bit of a deeper twist. And gaze over to the right hand. Good. And gently releasing and folding the body here. Just making sure that we allow the hips to come into the center line of the body. To take the feet down to the mat. Bringing the feet nice and wide to the width of the mat here. Arms either down by the sides of the body or connecting to our tummy. The skin of our tummy always feels nice. Just to connect to our breath, connect to our skin. If you want to, grabbing a little blanket here or something for underneath the head. And we're going to just take some deep breaths to settle in here. So breathing in through the nose, feeling the belly rise. Big sighs out through the mouth. Breathing in through the nose. Big sigh out through the mouth. A couple more. Then you can repeat that for a little bit longer if you need to, if you feel the mind is still active. Just allowing your breath to relax your mind. And we're going to start our body scan, beginning with the right leg. Taking our attention to the right foot, relaxing the heel, sole of the foot, top of the foot, big toe, second toe, third toe, fourth toe, and little toe. Relax through the right ankle, the right calf, shin. Relax the right knee. Relax the right thigh. Relax the whole of the right leg. Noticing now a difference between the right leg and left. Taking the attention to the left foot, the heel, sole of the foot, top of the foot, the left big toe, second toe, third toe, fourth toe and fifth toe. Relax the left ankle, the left calf, shin, knee, the left thigh. Feeling everything from the hips down relaxed, both legs. Taking our attention to the hips, pelvic region, easing off any tension here. Relax the belly, the breath easy, unforced, natural. Relax the ribs, chest, collarbone, shoulders. Moving through the right shoulder, bicep and tricep, elbow, forearm, wrist, palm of the hand, top of the hand, the thumb, index finger, middle finger, fourth finger, and little finger. Noticing a difference between the right arm and left. Taking our attention back to the left shoulder, bicep and tricep, elbow, forearm, wrist, palm of the hand, top of the hand, left thumb, index finger, middle finger, fourth finger, and pinky. Taking a big, deep, releasing breath, relaxing everything from the neck down. Parting the lips slightly, allowing the jaw to relax. Relaxing the neck, the skull, the forehead, eyebrows, eyelids, temples, cheekbones, cheeks, the jawbone, chin, lower lip, upper lip. Relax the tongue all the way down to the root, into the neck. Noticing your body temperature. Notice if you can see or just feeling your heart beating inside. I'm going to stay here in silence for a couple of minutes, just allowing your mind to relax after our physical practice. Allowing any thoughts to come in and allowing them to pass. Just observing them as an outsider, not delving into those thoughts. Okay. So we're just going to bring some awareness back into the body, gently moving the fingers and toes. So we can stretch above the head. Just stretch any way you feel that you need to. You can roll onto one side, using the arm as a pillow. Keeping the eyes closed, we can use our hands to bring us to an upright position, any comfortable seated position that you wish. Taking the hands onto the knees, just taking a moment here to be still. Just bringing in our senses again, maybe just coming back to any sounds you can hear around you. Any smells you can identify. Notice behind the eyes, with the eyes closed, any patterns or any colours or anything like that. Our sense of touch, connecting us to the ground. Noticing any detail of your mat underneath the feet or any other part of the body. I'm just going to keep the eyes closed, but rub the hands together, creating a little bit of warmth between the hands. I'm going to place that over the neck and over the face, just transferring that heat. Keeping them over the eyes, so just wake up the eyes, moving the eyes up and down, up and down, up and down. Then left to right, left to right, left to right. Gently open the eyes behind the hands. And slowly bringing the hands away from the eyes, looking at the palms. Palms together, Namaste.